I don't think it was that long ago where I was really happy with a lot of the things Sony was doing, and now they seem to be screwing it up left and right. There was also a time when PlayStation was getting all the positive press, and they were, really sticking it to Microsoft in a lot of ways. And now it's almost the exact opposite. I think, Microsoft might be a little bit quieter now, but Microsoft did things. They did their not E3/E3 show. Phil Spencer's been very public and very vocal, talking to the fans and things like that. So I think there's that sort of cordiality there between Microsoft, the fans, and letting us know what's going on. He expressed disappointment in the lack of big game launches. I think that's a very smart thing to do, because there's obviously no, there's no way to deny that at this point. But Sony, on the other hand, it just seems like Jim Ryan might not be the leader that takes PlayStation to where it needs to go. And I don't understand this whole thought process that they're doing with some of these announcements. Really, PlayStation's dropping the ball, and I know there's this big contingent of PlayStation fanboys on social media that just think PlayStation's infallible. They can do whatever they want and get away with it. Xbox sucks. This sucks. That sucks. PlayStation's it. That's the only choice. Blah blah blah. Honestly, there's precedent showing that that's not true, and that there is a particular point when people will say enough is enough. Now, this is just an option thing. Yes, people can spend their money however they want it, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's like little announcements like these and little things like this that turn into big things. And actually, this is kind of a big thing, especially for somebody like me. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I certainly appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It certainly helps out my channel. I'm looking to get 100 likes on all of my videos. Would be absolutely fantastic. Honestly, it would be. And, at the same time, that's on you guys. I continue doing the videos, and if you guys like them, please do. Now, Sony announced PlayStation VR 2 is going to be released in February of next year, and it's going to be $550 US. $550 US, right? So $600 with the bundle for the game, plus tax. If you live like where I do, you add another $42 on top of that. So basically $650. And the launch games that they've announced, so they announced also 11 PlayStation VR 2 games have been confirmed. 9 are also in other formats. So basically, you're not seeing anything exclusive, just things being kind of ported over. There's no backwards compatibility, although 2 small indie games have said that they will do a patch to get the games working on PSVR 2. I thought that they should have had every game for the price that this is. So PlayStation VR 2 is more expensive than the PlayStation 5 console itself, which currently costs $499 in the US, but $450 elsewhere, $550 elsewhere due to a global increase. And in a post on the PlayStation blog, Sony's VP Peripherals called the February date an initial launch phase. There will also be $599 bundles, which include a PlayStation Store voucher for a code for Horizon Call of the Mountain. A separate charging station for the headset will also be $50, allowing players to charge PSVR 2 at Sense controller while keeping the PS5 console's USB ports free. Pre-orders for PlayStation VR 2 will begin in November 15th, and players in the US, UK, France, Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg will initially only be able to pre-order through the official PlayStation Direct Store. Sony confirmed in September that PlayStation VR 2 won't be backwards compatible with VR 1 games. Speaking on the PlayStation podcast, actually, the platform experience, Mr. Nishino claimed that PSVR games are not compatible with PSVR 2 because PSVR 2 is designed to deliver a truly next-gen experience, which I have to be honest with you is a complete load of malarkey since, to be honest with you, and I've looked into this, if you get a VR headset on a PC, right, all those games are going to work with future VR headsets. Okay, so yeah, I personally do not understand the thought process behind this. I've got over 70 games on PSVR 1, and these aren't old games. Like, I literally just bought this Transformers game that just came out recently on PSVR, and I played it. I just played it the other day. I like this. I like VR. It's something that the family and I do together. It is a very fun thing, and I have to believe that I am the target audience for something like PSVR 2. Somebody who bought the first one would be a target audience to buy the second one. So how do you fumble this by going, okay, we're going to make this even more expensive? And I don't want to hear all the comparisons to standalone systems that have everything. In fact, this, you need a $500 PlayStation 5, a $550 PSVR 2. It's an expensive thing, so yeah, like all those comparisons aren't really apt in my opinion. And whenever they launch something new like this, I feel like the content is very slow to actually release. But not allowing people to use backwards compatibility is like a major problem, and that's exactly sort of the issue that I take from this. It is just one of those things that really kind of rubs you the wrong way, at least me anyway. So I don't like Sony. To me, is doing a lot of mistakes. And listen, I know people are going to go, well, when Microsoft raises the game price to $70, look, if Sony had stayed pat at 60, a lot of other places would have stayed pat at 60, right? I'm not saying that it's not even worth it or it isn't needed, but it's just like, they're the ones that raise prices. They raise console prices, almost 2 years into everywhere except for the U.S. And we know why, because in the U.S., they would have absolutely got smoked had they done that. So, that explains why they didn't do that. I don't know. To me, this is just a blunder on top of a blunder. Hey, no first party showcase this year. More of a focus on PC, although the last couple of PC games they released completely flopped. Movies and TV, like this was stuff they made fun of Xbox for. TV, movies. Like now it's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? I just don't understand it. And again, someone like me, I like VR, but I'm just being real. Spending $600 plus in February right after Christmas for something that doesn't have a lot of content sucks. That's not a good thing. Now, if I would be able to play my other games, I think it would be a little bit more, something that it would be easier for me to do. If you're a family person, you got kids, or like me, it's just one of those things where you kind of look to it and you go, this is, you could maybe get away with it, but this thing would just be sitting. Like, I'm just going to be honest. When it comes to like the Horizon Zero Dawn's Forbidden West, like those are beautiful games, but the stories are just horrendous. They're boring. Like there's nothing there. There's nothing to them. They remind me of the Crysis games, which are beautiful to look at, but absolutely trash in terms of story and characters and that kind of stuff. It isn't good. And with that being said, I just think that this is like another big blunder by by what Sony's trying to do, and I think they blundered a lot this year. I know some people won't agree with me or whatever, but to me it just is. It's just a blunder, and I don't understand how they can just be so kind of lackadaisical about people. And it's just like that whole PS3 mentality again. Like, we can do and charge whatever we want and people will bite it. And I'm not, listen, they might be eating some of the cost on this, right, with everything that's happened, but I don't think they're eating enough of it, man. Like, listen, I thought at most that PSVR 2 would cost $450 and that it would be bundled with the game, right? To me, it's just an unacceptable price point, and I'm upset because I want it, but I'm also upset that they priced it out of range for someone like me who is the target audience, and then made it so that my games that I already have, over 70 of them, and by the way, there's over 500 PSVR compatible games on PlayStation 4. So you have over 500 games that are compatible with the first PSVR that are not going to be compatible with this one. Yeah, it is definitely a blunder, and seeing people kind of call out Sony for what they're doing has been kind of wonderful. But also, obviously I've seen my fair share of people defending Sony and acting like, hey, nothing's wrong, you know, and I think that's nonsense. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll link this in the description. Let me know. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Crap Gamer out.